Because we live in a college town, student athletes play a big role in our community. But what happens when our high school kids need some help?
Tonight, some athletes out in Crosby County are now benefiting from that help thanks to a gym here in Lubbock. KLBK's Eddie Catano is here to tell us how. Eddie?
Matt, I spoke to Kristen Doss, the general manager at C3 Fitness, and she says that community is part of the C in their name. So when the coach of Lorenzo said some of his kids needed running shoes, they knew exactly how to help.
Coach Sepp is a coach there at Lorenzo, and he's also a member here at C3. He had reached out to our owner, who's also his friend, and was just asking if some of the guys had any old running shoes that they were willing to donate or just kind of didn't use anymore.
Kristen Doss with C3 Fitness says that is when the idea of a shoe drive came into play.
Any kind of gently used shoes, specifically running shoes, would be really great.
Once the gym posted to their social medias about the drive, members like Allison Wood didn't hesitate to drop a pair of shoes off.
It was something really important because it's something that we always invest in ourselves to have the right footwear, the right things that we need, and definitely want to give back to those students who might have a need for their track season.
Wood, being a mother herself, says she knows how costly sports gear can be.
You think about these high school and junior high athletes, you know, it costs a lot of money to go on these trips, and it's just hard economic times for a lot of families.
And if the need is right here in our backyard, Wood says the only right thing to do is to help.
One thing that we have to think about being in Lubbock as the hub city is it just doesn't apply to Lubbock. Lorenzo, all these outlying communities, they all feed into Lubbock, and so it's really important to support them as well.
Brian Sepkowitz, the head coach of football and track at Lorenzo, says getting this type of help goes a long way.
It just creates opportunities for us to come together, build relationships with people, and for my kids at Lorenzo, it just shows that there's people rooting for them and that people love them and want to see them succeed.
And by you donating a pair of gently used running shoes at C3, Coach says the Lorenzo track program will be forever grateful.
I think that there's a lot of people who just have that Christ-centered servant heart, and it's meaningful and it's impactful. I know that my kids out at the Zoo are going to be blessed by it as well.
The shoe drive is going on now until Sunday, and they are located right behind HEB, and you don't have to be a member to donate.
Oh, that's great, Eddie. Thank you. Wedding bells